Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum again. We're going to be investigating where we think this is going and what moves we think are next. But before we jump into the analysis, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. If you'd like to show your support, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down in the comment section below. Okay, so let's get into it. So we were looking at a few things yesterday. I was hoping there was going to be a bit more clarity to the moves this morning, but alas, we are still sort of in limbo here. So we're going to be having a look. We talked about the potential of a direct sell-off yesterday, which for the most part is not invalidated. It would only become invalidated by crossing back above this 1233.73 zone. And until we do, we need to just be careful with this move and see how this progresses. A move back above that 1233.37 zone would actually indicate that this is no longer valid. But we have come up, if we look at this as just an ABC correction within this move, so a three-wave move, a corrective structure, we could argue that we've actually come up to this one-to-one already. And it is possible that we could look to break down from this point. And if we were looking to break down from this point, effectively what we would be looking for here is the potential that we could start to break down off of this high here. And what we'd be looking for is this is an A, a B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into this high, and then we're starting to break to the downside. So if we're looking at this in this way, basically what we'd be looking for is the potential that we could be forming a 5-wave move to the downside. This obviously is not confirmed yet. We'd only get confirmation by moving deeper. But if we have a look at this this structure from this low point here, we can see we've actually come up to this 0.618 already. So it is possible we could start to face a rejection here and start to move to the downside. However, we could also look to push up a little bit higher, where this becomes an A, a B, and a C wave, and then look for a break to the downside if we're looking for this potential. But effectively with this, if we're looking to break down from this point, we can't cross back above this 1223.85. I do, however, think that we have another push to the upside here, but we're just going to investigate this anyway in case we just don't actually manage to get back up there. So within this move, off of this current high point here, what we'd be looking for, if we're looking for continuation to the downside in a bigger 5-wave move, would actually be for this third wave to move down towards this 1204 cent region, and then we'd look for that fourth wave and additionally that fifth wave to the downside. If this were to play out, effectively what our target area within this would be is somewhere around this 1198 to this 1195. This is all depending how the waves exactly unfold, and we could be potentially looking for something within this zone should we develop into a 5-wave move as we have indicated here. Like I said, moving back above this 1224 region would invalidate it, so 1223.85 to be exact. But until we do, we could actually start to see this move to the downside play out. The 1-hour stochastic RSI, however, is indicating that we could see some upside come in here. So we need to just bear that in mind, that if we do move back above this point, then it is actually likely that we have either not completed the C wave or we have one of the other options playing out, which we're going to go over in a second. So if we do actually break down from this point, what we'd be looking for then is the potential for having a corrective move to the upside in an ABC, and then looking to be rejected again and look to actually start to form this third wave indicated here down towards this 1140 zone. That's off of this high point here. So we could have this play out where we actually start to have this sell-off come in, though I do think we have potential to move up here still. So we have to just see how these waves play out exactly. So I'm actually just going to get rid of this for a second now. Let's get rid of this. And we're going to go over some of the other options that we had laid out yesterday. If we are looking at this as still within this wave 2, so effectively within this wave 2 still, what we would be looking for is the potential that we could actually be looking for that C wave to the upside. And what we'd be looking for here is the idea of having this as a B, and a C wave. So we'd be looking for the potential of a 5-wave move to the upside, looking to play out here for the C wave. This could actually also be a W, an X, and a Y. So this could also play out in a 3-wave move. So we just need to bear that in mind. We could either get a 5-wave move here or a 3-wave move to the upside. So we need to track both of these potential options. Within this, what we were looking at, if I turn on this Y triangle, this is possible that we have this as a W into this point. We have an X wave up, and then actually we have a Y wave triangle within here, and we are actually forming a wave 1 to the upside here, and we're looking for that wave 2 retracement. So if this is actually playing out as we have it indicated here, instead of having the move start down here, what effectively happens is the move starts up here at this 1193 zone. If this were to play out, what we'd be looking for is this potentially to be, this could be a completed 5-wave move here, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into this high point here of this 1224. And we could actually be looking to start to form this wave 2 to the downside. So this is a typical support zone. If this is actually what is playing out, what we'd be looking for is a move to come down into this support zone, and then look for that continuation to the upside, either as an ABC. So we've got this, actually let me remove this one so it's less lines on the screen. There we go. So what we can either have this here is either this can be a wave 1, 2, and then we're looking for that 3. Alternatively, this could actually just be an A, a B, and a C wave to the upside. So we need to just bear in mind that we could see this play out, like I said, either as a 5-wave move or a 3-wave move. If it were to play out as a 3-wave move, then the potential comes in that we have this as an A, B, and a C, and then we look to break down for another B wave, and then we could still look to push up higher just in a 3-wave structure. And what we could find is that we actually develop something more like this, where we get this as an A, break down B, and then we have a bigger C wave to the upside. So we need to just track how these waves play out. With this move though, we wouldn't want to cross back below this 1193 zone. Moving back below this 1193 would actually indicate that we are rather actually going to be breaking down further here, and we could actually be looking to take out this low point here of this 1181, and then effectively by doing that we would be looking at either we'd have to look at this as a more complex correction, where this is an A, a B, and a C, or we could actually be within that 5-wave move we talked about, where this is actually going to be a wave 1, 2, and then we're going to start to break down lower down into the ranges that we talked about with that 5-wave move. So this is what we need to keep an eye on here, is ideally if we do retrace within this back down into this zone, if we do take out this high point here at 1203.56, effectively this would invalidate the potential that we have an extension here, where this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. There is possibility that we still have a wave to the upside here. Looking at the substructure, we can count this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would become a 4th wave, and then we look for a 5th wave to the upside. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that this 4th wave is starting to get quite large in relation to this wave 2. So either we would want this to have finished here, and actually it's going to start to progress now, and if it does progress, the area would be looking for potentially as a 5th wave target would be between this 1232 to this 1227 zone. This would be a typical area we could look to travel to if we have a 5th wave. However, like I said, breaking down past this this low point here of the, let's get it right on there so we can get 1203.53, that would invalidate the potential of moving up into this zone. If we do move up into this zone here, then once again we've got a few options. Unfortunately, there's a few possibilities here. So we could see this move up here, then look for this retracement. This retracement would look to settle above this 1293 zone, and then look to progress. Or alternatively, this could complete as a AB or as a 5-wave move into here. And then we could look to break down within the within the direct sell-off option. So we just need to be aware that even if we do have this fifth wave here, the real decision comes in by maintaining the support above, in this option, above this 1193 and within this green box area, but ultimately above this 1181 if we're looking for further extension up to the upside in any kind of 5-wave move. So we've gone over this now. We're going to just briefly talk over the other option. We're talking about this potentially being a 5-wave move here. I've been looking at the structure within this on the smaller time frames, and it does make more sense that actually if we're looking at this as a 5-wave move, that effectively from this low point here rather of this 1181, it would make more sense that we have a wave 1 end here. The only other way we could look at it is if we had a diagonal and it would end there. So this would become 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then actually we'd have this as a wave 2 here. So there's a few ways of looking at this move. So we just need to see how it plays out and see how the waves react. But basically, if we look at this as a wave 1 here and potentially this as a flat correction for a wave 2, what we could argue is that we are currently within this wave 4 of this move. It hasn't actually, let me just double check. So if we look at it from this point, we can see that, get it right on this low point, this move up here came up and crossed this 1.618 area, which is a typical third wave move. So it is possible then that we would be looking for a zigzag or a triangle here within this wave 4. So it is possible that this could technically be completed here and that we are looking for a wave 5 to the upside, in which case this target area would still be in play here. I'm going to just double check it because we've moved some things around. So yeah, this would then be the target area here of this 1232 to this 1227 zone, and this would then be looking for this to have an additional wave to the upside here. Though within this move, basically dropping below this point here, if I just get a line on it quickly, dropping below this 1201.63 would invalidate that option. So we were talking about the potential of this being slightly differently marked up as well. So we could argue that we have a diagonal into here where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've just had a really short fifth wave here. And then we've had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then basically a zigzag pattern here. So this would be slightly different. We could look at this as a wave 2 into this low here. The difference with this is that we wouldn't have reached the typical third wave area if we're looking at it like this, and that would only be much higher up. That would only be up here at this 1233 zone. So what we could have then is, if we are looking at this slightly different, where we have this as a diagonal move into there, what we could have is actually an additional 1-2 situation playing out, where we have this could be a technically completed move and we're looking to form this wave 2. This wave 2 would typically look to travel down into this zone here of this 1208 to this 1199 zone, and what we could have is actually a bigger 5-wave move playing out here, where we get this as a 1, we retrace down for this 2, and then we look to break to the upside for a 3. Losing this zone, so basically moving down past this 1203 would indicate that there's not going to be any more extension within this wave count here, and that we actually looking to set up a bigger ABC, a bigger 5-wave move potentially. Where this is an additional 1-2, but like we've talked about, we need to just be careful, because in looking for these 5-wave moves, they're only really confirmed by getting the correct structure to the upside, and what we would want then is basically a move higher up here for this third wave. Ideally we would want this to be coming up into this zone here of this 1237. So we need to just bear in mind that until we start to see some more continuation to the upside, or either that or to break down and find support above these red line areas that we've got indicated here. You know, until we do that, we need to actually be aware that there are a lot of possibilities here that we could see this develop in a variety of ways, but it also could still break down. So I think the market just needs a little bit more time. We're still within this typical fourth wave area that we're talking about here, where we're looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So it is possible that even within these circled waves here, that we have an additional leg to the upside here. It'll be interesting to see how we react from these points. If we do get this move to the upside, then where exactly we manage to find support, because we can look at this in a few ways, and we just need a little bit more time for this to show us its hand. Well, we'll look at it again later on in the day, and if we do find anything, once things start to make a bit more sense and we get a bit more structure within this, then we will get a better understanding exactly where we are. I do, however, think that we have this push to the upside. One more push to the upside here. It just depends exactly how this happens, how high this goes, and also where we retrace to. Because if we do manage to retrace, like I said, finding support again above this 1193 zone and this 1181 zone, then it is possible we could see this extend to the upside. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback in the comment section down below, and I hope that everyone has a great day, and we'll see each other in the next video. Take care out there, everybody.